back. Wanted to have a conversation about parents, the struggle. Thinking back to our times when we were growing up and we were in piano lessons, what happened then? I know personally for me, I used to be in piano lessons when I was growing up. And then my piano teacher was like, Miss Burton, please don't bring Beverly back. And, the more I think about it, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I gave my teacher a hard time doing what I wanted to do. Because sometimes I encounter those same kind of students who I'm just like really trying to guide in a certain direction. And they don't want to be guided. They just want to do their own thing now. And I found different ways to really incorporate their creativity with learning the songs and being responsible and creating space to practice the hard pieces that they really find challenges, because all they want to do is really be creative. Sharing the conversation with us. We want to know, have you been in piano lessons before and then either dropped out, got kicked out? Did something happen to you where you weren't able to continue? If that is you, drop "that's me" in the comment section. I'm about to go and drop "that's me" in the comments. This book was created for parents to become their child's first teacher, especially in this COVID season where you really can't get to a teacher, but your child might be too young for lessons over the internet. This is a great book to get started. And here's the plus. The plus is you don't need to know anything about piano lessons or the music theory to be able to teach your child how to play the piano. And then once they finish this book, then they will enroll formal class. And the knowledge that they're bringing to the table will automatically give them the ability at the age of 3, at the age of 4, to just jump in there and to know what they're doing on the piano. Right, so let's bring on Carrie Ann, Miss Carrie Ann. I still call her Miss Carrie Ann because
hi, Beverly. Hey, Queen Bee.
Oh man, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. So we want to jump into it, okay? Cindy says yes because she knows exactly what we're talking about tonight. Were you in piano? Let's talk about your journey your personal journey with piano lessons.
All right. So, my parents enrolled me in piano classes when I was about the same age as my daughter that she is right now, about 6 or 7. I really did like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I probably had the aptitude for it, but it wasn't appealing. On and off for a little while. And then when I got to high school, I had a piano teacher and she was very serious about her music. A little old lady she literally lived in the music room. I used to have piano classes with her. And I remember one day I was 2 minutes late for class and she kicked me out of piano.
Wow.
Thus ended my journey with piano. Yeah, she was a very rigid teacher and she was a stickler for time, and I was 2 minutes late and she was not having it, and that's how that journey ended.
Got you. So, how do you feel things could have been different if you had continued?
Can I start by saying, if I had a piano teacher like you, Miss Beverly?
Are you serious? Like some days I'm just like, I'm so strict with my kids.
You are, but you're also very loving. You're very practical. You attend to the needs of the student, not just their ability to play and get a piece right. But I feel like what you have given my daughters, and I see that with your students too, is that you connect with them. And I feel like if I had that, I would probably be, more interested. Watching you and Athalia, I'm still interested in, learning how to help myself on the piano, which I have been, getting into as a result of helping her out. Yeah.
I think back to my journey. Back in the days, I would want my parents really involved. And I don't think I knew how to communicate that. Mm-hmm. Right. So they would drop their kids and be gone, or they would be there and be headphones in their phone or on their iPads or reading something, but not really as connected to what was going on. but it really wasn't their fault necessarily, as much as them probably feeling like, yo, I don't know anything about piano lessons, so I can't help my child. That's kind of what Musical Minds is about. This is 14 weeks of piano lessons that a parent can share in with their child. So not only are they getting the opportunity to connect with their child in that moment, and they get to save money. I'm like, you're buying a book that has about 14 lessons in this book that you're going to kind of force. What is it interacting and actually helping your daughter to get these concepts and learn?
All right, first of all, let me underscore that one of the things that I love about your program is that you encourage parent engagement. And just kind of going back to my personal journey, I believe that if my parents were a little bit more involved in the process as well, I would, have progressed some more. With your encouragement, I schedule practice time. I follow your recommendation in terms of how we practice and how we approach to sessions. And I like the fact that you're also accessible in the event that either I have a question or, sharing a victory or a defeat, that you are. That has made a difference, encouraging me. And when I'm encouraged to help my child and not feel helpless.
Right.
It seems, and how this works too is that when I'm helping her, in her mind, she probably thinks that I know what I'm doing.
Listen, do you know how many times kids are just like, the parent will tell them to do something, they will not listen, and the parent will come back to me like, Miss Burton, my child said that you said. Say to the child, listen, it's me and mommy is a team. So whatever mommy tells you to do, you need to follow that. Music is something that is a pattern. So most of the time when parents hear something or see something, they might not know exactly why it's wrong or why it should be this way, but they can sense it.
That consistency, that's one of the things I also want to highlight, is that the consistency in terms of what you give them and what we're able to reinforce, that also has made a difference in terms of how we progress. The hardest part is not getting them to come to the classes. This is what most parents struggle with, the practice time. And the challenge is to get her to the piano. We're working on that part.
How does Athalia practice in order to gain success?
All right. I guess I can say we use the Beverly Burton method. First of all, we set a particular time for practice. So each day or week, with whatever happens, we create a schedule. One of the things that I notice is that whenever it's time for piano, she's always hungry. So I always make sure that I schedule snack time before practice time. One of the things that I do too is set a timer. So we started out with 5 minutes. Now we're up to 15 minutes. And one of the recommendations that you made, which we did, was that wherever she is, in 5 minutes, she can always stop. But then what I found out, what I see started to happen now, was that even in 5 minutes, and she was in the middle of something, she'd want to complete it. But once she gets to the piano, once she's given her snack and she gets to the piano and the timer goes on, then she has become really diligent about getting the parts right. And then once we get to the piano, this is what we do. Again, Miss Beverly's method. Start out with scales, left hand. She doesn't like left hand, so we do right hand, left hand. We do that 2 times. Then she picks out a piece that she really likes to play, and I call it the warm-up piece. Plays that and she plays it fluently. We have the piece that is in the middle that she's not doing so, that she's not so fluent with. That is a second. And then finally, that she struggles with, she does each bar 3 times. We just do 1 measure. See, I'm using terms now.
That's what's up.
Like you recommend, we do each bar 3 times and we do the entire measure. Depending on where she is in her practice, she may be able to do it from memory, as well as she's trying to do it from memory. So that is the objective. The consistency, whether or not I am here, I have somebody in the house, whether it's my mom, my sister, who ensures that when it's time for practice, it gets done. At the end of practice, what would you like to do, or what would you like to have that you, and she has to practice for 15 minutes in order to earn that. Once it's a reasonable request, then I deliver the word right away. What I'm grateful for is the support of the other members of the household. So practice does not go undone. Getting fluency as she needs to play, and that's what I didn't have.
Oh man, that's amazing. I'm so excited because you know what? When something becomes important to a parent, then other people will take it serious.
Right.
It's a trickle effect where I have to see as a teacher what my responsibility in this teamwork action is. I also am a encourager for the parent to say, hey,
Right.
you can lean on me. And then you're like, okay, this is a village. All right, so I need my other members to get on board and to help out.
One of the things that has happened with Athalia, where doing music with you, I think specifically is concerned, is that she has become more confident. And I don't know if you remember in past recitals where we were having difficulties because she's unsure, because she's afraid of making mistakes, and then I hear how you speak to her and you model that, and I,
Right.
do that as well. So you have taught me how to speak the language in order to encourage her, and I will drop in a Miss Beverly line.
Oh, that's amazing. Like, I could just cry. I want to keep that strength, but I want to add stuff that's going to be positive. And somebody spoke life into me. They saw that I can do it.
It has definitely grown as a result of this program. And it's not just with music, but I've seen it in other areas of her life as well. Grateful, Miss Beverly, for that.
You're welcome. Thank you. And thank God for just being able to. So what words of encouragement could you give to a parent or just anybody who needs to start up again, or what would you say?
All right. So the first thing is that be a part of the process, be a part of the success, be a part of the frustration with them, encourage them. And one of the things that I have taken again from Miss Beverly, and she says it a lot, is that sometimes, it's not that your child is going to be a master player, but you're giving the child skills through music, not just for the sake of performing, but these are tools for life. So yeah, let them have fun with it. That's another thing that I just want to reiterate. Let them have fun with it. So as much as Miss Beverly, because she can be really strict sometimes, and let them also have fun with it and enjoy the process.
Awesome. So you guys heard it right from the parent's mouth to say, listen, it's possible. Nobody likes hard work. Adult, child, none of us like hard work, but I think that it is seeing fruits of your labor. Why aren't they enjoying it? Because they're not seeing the fruit of their labor. Thank you, Miss Carrion, for being on.
You are most welcome. It was a pleasure.
Definitely a pleasure.
I hope I was able to help a parent or encourage a parent, and I am definitely looking forward to that parent support group that you are going to start sometime soon.
ASAP. And guess who's going to be the president?
A worthy parent.